Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for joining me. Please do consider subscribing. So I hope you're all doing really well. It's a funny one today. The energy is really strange. I've already spoken to a couple of clients today where everybody's feeling this. There's some kind of strange energy in the air, and we've got a storm at the moment. So if you can hear the rain, it's been wild outside, and it kind of makes me feel like there is this energy of like wanting to just sit in your home with a tinfoil hat on and just not really interact today, because it feels like you've got to be very careful with interactions today. There's some kind of strange vibe going on that is pulling at threads, pulling at things. It's almost like after the full moon, if there's any residual stuff, it's about to be jet washed away. This is what it feels like in the energy right now. So I'm going to pick two cards to start with before we pick any runes or anything else. I have Earth and Bone, which is going to be the surface level, what's going on right now. And the feminine oracle is what is the underlying. So it's like what is in the subconscious, what is in the conscious, and then we will get into actually what is surrounding that as well. So let's get into it. First of all, what is on the surface of things right now, this feeling that you're getting. So this video might have found you because you're feeling that yourself, but you couldn't really explain it or you weren't sure why. So on the surface we have beloved, love, I can never say this word, reciprocity and intertwinement. So where it's been reciprocated. I can say it that way. I don't know why I can't say it the other way. Please don't. Well, laugh at me if you want. It's entirely up to you. This is what's on your mind right now. Could be to do with, it doesn't have to be a romantic love. It could be the love for a parent, a sibling, someone in your family. It could be your children. But it just feels like on the surface of things, perhaps you're not communicating well with somebody at the moment, or you just don't feel understood by somebody in your life at the moment. Or it's just very, what's the word? Fractured or frictious. Is that even a word? There's a lot of friction going on is what I'm trying to say. I've just made myself sound extremely thick there, haven't I? There's a lot of blue around that as well. So it's definitely, there's something about communication. Either you don't feel understood and heard by this person, or they don't feel like they're understood or heard by you, or a bit of both. So let's get into the underneath of this then. What is this about? What is the shadow? Okay, invasive, 22. Now 22, that's like the number of like love connections and stuff as well. So there's something about how maybe you're feeling like this person has been a bit invasive towards you, or you feel like they've been invasive to, yeah, or the other way around. It's very muddled. It's very confusing. I haven't started this reading great, if I'm honest, because it feels all over the place. And I feel like that's how someone's feeling right now, is like all over the place. See these dragonflies? This is like illusion. There's a lot of illusion going on in the mind. And I see two people that they're communicating. You're talking to this person. It's not like they're not in your life anymore. You don't speak to them. This is someone that is in your life right now. But things feel fractured with them. It's like, you know, there's a love there. There's a deep love there. But there's some kind of thought process or conversation that's felt very invasive. It's almost like you've ripped the veils off each other. But what you've seen underneath there, you haven't liked it, or you can't quite get to grips with it. There's just something a bit strange about this, or you feel as an illusion. And that could be on either both sides or on one side. But somebody here is feeling like there's some kind of illusion going on, or they just don't know how they're feeling or what they're thinking at this time. Okay, so mint could be significant as well. I just like literally tasted like mint tea. So perhaps somebody who's drinking a lot of mint tea, maybe that's symbolic of this person. Also looking at stars. So somebody, or perhaps that's something that you and this person have done together before, is like looking at stars or wishing on a star. Just something about the stars at this time is significant. And teeth, something about teeth too. So if someone's having issues with their teeth, it feels like it's something down there. But again, that could be symbolic of the ability, like someone's clenching their teeth. They're not really saying what they want to say, or like cat got your tongue, that kind of energy. So I'm going to get into the runes now to see a little bit more about this. Okay. What's going on right now? I'm going to pick a couple more runes before I talk about this, but I feel like I can see. Oh yeah, Rado, that keeps coming out. Okay, but it's in a positive way. It's good. It's all good. What's going on here with this, yourself and this person? Because I feel like it is between you and one other person, to be quite honest. This is a lesson or a test in how you communicate your needs well to somebody else. You know, it's almost like you're having a realization or an understanding of actually who means what in your world. And Wunyo is all about this want and desire for harmony and joyfulness. Something very exciting is on its way to you. And it's coming because you chose a direction, and you chose the direction of taking responsibility for yourself. Yeah. You're no longer trying to accommodate other people by putting yourself down in order for that person to feel better about themselves. And this is why I can see these two skulls here kind of like almost looking at each other. It's almost like one is very direct, and that might be where this invasive energy is coming from, because it's like someone's drilling holes into the other person, wanting information from them, wanting to get to know everything. And the other person may have become a bit defensive around that because they feel like, well, like you're trying to look at my skirt or something, you know, just back off a bit. They weren't ready for it. But it almost feels like this skeleton here is starting to turn around to face the other one. There's an alignment going on between you and this person, and you are very soon going to be seen eye to eye if you're not already. And Rado, the reason that this is happening is because you've both realised your own personal responsibilities within this. You've realised what you can do, what you can't do, what are you responsible for, what aren't you responsible for. And there's a heck of a lot of forgiveness that's gone into this. So much forgiveness. And that is beautiful, because it shows that you can care about each other, you can care about somebody else, and learn to forgive and understand that, you know, humans are humans, and there's always illusion, you know, and there's this energy of like, he said, she said, there's so much around this about communication. And what you've recognised in yourself is about how you communicate. And I'm sensing that there's two people here that have gone away and realised, maybe I don't communicate myself clearly or in the best possible way. But because you're both going away to think about this, it's actually creating this harmony, this joyfulness. It's bringing comfort to a pain that was deep within you both. It's bringing comfort, security, and clarity to something that was already a wound within you that you couldn't heal from before. And even though this person didn't create that wound for you, some way they've triggered you into recognizing that wound, and you've done the same for them. And you're both healing now together through this. Even though it wasn't created by each other, it is being healed by each other. It's like a love story. It's beautiful, this is. And like I say, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be between you and somebody who's in your life, you know, who you love, but doesn't have to be romantic. So I'm going to get into the tea cards just to have a little closer look at the situation that's been going on around you at the moment. Because some of you, you're feeling a bit wounded and bad in yourself. or you're just confused as to how did things get like this? How did this even happen? And you're going over and over conversations and things. Yeah, we have hats. You'll be playing a different role. So you've gone away and you've recognised, what can I take responsibility for here? Who do I want to be and how do I want to show up? And you maybe have you've recognised where you could possibly make some changes. But you want to play a different role. You want to be a different person in this. You don't want to keep playing this anymore. Okay. Yeah, there's a newness coming because of what's happened here, because of this storm that has blown bits about. It's really made you recognise and realise like what was under the carpet. It's all come out. And because of that, it's almost like you and this person have gone, do you know what? We're going to clear all of this up and it's going to feel like we're living in a brand new home. It's going to feel like you don't necessarily have to live with this person, by the way. You might do, but you don't necessarily have to. But it's more about let's work together. And we've both seen that. We can see that there's that dust there that's come from under the carpet. We're going to clean that up. And then we're going to get a new carpet. And then we're going to get a new front door. It's that kind of energy of like, we're not going to go back to where we were. We're not going to go back to habits that we did have. We're going to break that cycle. And we're going to clean it. You might even decide to completely get rid of the rug so you can't sweep anything under it anymore. It's having that clarity. This is like two people deciding to be completely transparent with each other. And there's so much vulnerability, but beauty within that as well. Let's see what else we have. Hang on, about 3 fell out then. Let's have a look. What else do we have on here? Apple, temptation will test you. So for some of you, especially with that invasive energy there may have been a temptation to do something here. You made a promise to yourself, I feel, or someone has made a promise to themselves. It might be the other person, or it might be you, it might be both of you, but you've had a realisation about maybe some habits or things that you find difficult to deny yourself. Temptation will test you. So you may have been tempted, and this feels like it's more of a past energy. You've been tempted by something that perhaps you weren't very honest about. And you've been asking for honesty from somebody else. Or maybe this person has not been honest with you and then fallen into some kind of temptation. Okay, we all do. It could be anything. It could be some kind of habit, some kind of addiction. It could be, it could be anything basically. But it's something that you know, or this person knows, isn't good in this connection. It's not helping in this connection. And I feel like there's been some dishonesty around that. And that may be why there's this energy of not wanting to quite look in the eyes, because you know that there needs to be a conversation about this. But you're getting to this point of actually feeling quite humble about, like, I no longer want to hide anything. I no longer want to sweep anything under the carpet. I want everything to be transparent. Now, desk, pay attention to your work. Now, I feel like somebody in this is heavily focusing on work right now, or needing to put themselves into their work, into what they're doing, to bring stability, in some ways to distract though as well. There's also something about putting the work in. It's like there's a whole load of effort that needs to go into this. And again, it's like there's 2 quills there and lots of paper and stuff. I feel like maybe you're writing a letter to this person, and I actually feel like this person might be writing a letter to you. You might be finding that you're both going to send each other a letter about this. That was the turkey. Somebody's behaving stupidly. I don't know why that one makes me laugh so much, but I put it back in because I don't particularly like that one. I think the word saying stupidly is quite patronising, really, or just, you know, we can all be a bit silly. We can all get things wrong, but it doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that anybody is stupid. But I feel like there's been some kind of realisation here. You know, there's been an illusion that's broken. And it's only through this very invasive conversations that have brought that about. It's a bit like that energy if you've ever had like a deep argument with a loved one. And at the end of it, you're laughing about things. And it's deepened your connection because you've learned so much more about each other and what your needs are. Okay. Oops. So within this then, there's obstacles to overcome. There are things to be resolved. And it feels like this is sort of like maybe one step in the direction of many steps to achieve what it is that you want. But it feels like a very positive and harmonious journey that you've chosen. I could have sworn I just heard an owl. That's so weird. Maybe that's significant to you. It's the middle of the day. I don't know why I would be hearing an owl right now. And it's windy as out there. But that call, see, owls have the ability to see in the dark. And I feel like the obstacles that you've got to overcome is a bit like trying to see in the dark. Now, if you're trying to see in the dark, maybe there's a need for communication guiding you on this path. You need to keep that level of communication, that transparent level of communication going. Because you're about to open this door. There are opportunities waiting for you around this. It's a very heavy, stiff door. It's a fire door. And so much of this journey for you is about reciprocity. About something being returned to you. You know, what you give, you get. And you may have had a realisation about if you feel like a pattern, it keeps happening in your life, you know. If you're like, why do people treat me like this? Why do people talk to me like this? Why do I always find myself in this kind of situation? Well, this is an opportunity for you to go within and figure that out for yourself and be sort of like, okay, maybe it's because I do this. Maybe it's because when I'm feeling like this, which could be very valid as how someone's made you feel, but it's in your reaction that can either break a bridge or mend a bridge. And I feel for some of you, you've gone away and felt like, I see now the pattern where I break a bridge when really I wanted to mend it. And you're starting to work on that. And that is the first step in changing anything, is understanding where is it coming from and when is it happening. And then you will get quicker at catching it. And when you know you've fully healed from it is when you can be in that situation and not act that way. You change it. Okay? Now, this door isn't open yet, but it can be opened by you. But you still have some work to do on that, to do with communication. Quills are very important on this. Writing, you might be journaling right now and you're really recognising through your journaling, it's like it's humbling you. It's making you realise some things. This journey you're on, it's beautiful. It feels to me like everything you've been through, all of your experiences, all you've felt in your life, how people have made you feel, or, you know, people tarnishing your character or anything like that. You've actually come to realise you're a good person. There's a lot of worth in you. And you're very clever. Like, you've got a lot about you that is important in this world. Don't ever doubt that. And there's something about your words. There's something about how you put something across to another person that has a lot of power to it. It's almost like you do create change in that person just by being direct with them. Not sugarcoating things, not bullshitting anybody. And there's something here about, you know, go back to the beginning and write it all down. It's like you're writing a story out, but it's going to be really, really good for you to write this out. I don't know if you can hear that storm out there, but it's really picked up since I started this reading. So I'm going to get into the cards now and see what we have for you on here. So what are we talking about today, Great Spirit? Let's see what the cards, what advice they give you right now on this. Because some of you feel like you're here, but you're not really here at the moment. Yeah, there's a little bit of, that's why this invasive card is there, because underneath it all, there's a bit of an impatience, a demand, like an expectation. That someone's feeling a high level of expectation on them at the moment. And I feel like this energy is, it's like you want to mend things, you want things to be right, but you feel heavily criticised at the same time, and you're struggling to let go of that. Even if you've talked it through, I feel like you're struggling to let go of that. Because there's a lot of love here. There's a deep, deep level of love within this reading. And this is why tension is high. This is why things are so difficult, is because of that love. It's like you don't want to be apart from each other. You don't want to be separated. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I do feel for many of you it is. This level of communication that you're entering is just bringing you to a level of living a relationship that is humble, highly communicative, reciprocated in every way, shape or form. There's balance going on here. There's a real balance between masculine and feminine within this. Doesn't matter what your orientation is, there's a balance of masculine and feminine within this. It's almost like some of you feel like Cupid shot their arrow or something, where you just feel like you've been hit with some kind of love drug, or somebody put a spell on you, that kind of thing. Because part of you is like, what am I doing? Why don't I just get on with my life and forget about this and not worry about it? But the feelings are high and it's not going away. And it's, this whole situation has created this change. This is like the storm that's going through right now. There's a massive change going through, and that's bringing like a new inspiration for you. Like what was inspiring you before, it's not that anymore. It's changed. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to take those two because the Queen of Cups was literally trying to put herself in my hands. So the advice here is like, you know, keep going in that direction of keeping the balance. There's victory to be had on this. And I feel like something is coming in quite quickly. Like this is going to be resolved a lot quicker than you realise. Like within the past week. Within this next week coming, I feel. And it's opened up to people on the feels in love, support, emotional intelligence as well. There's a lot of emotional intelligence with this. And it is because of this communication. It's because of the words that have been written down, the letters. There's been a lot of time, effort and input into this being right. And that is coming from two different people. It's not one-sided. This is coming from both of you. Okay? Because you're both feeling like this. And it's like, why can't this be the way that we want it to be? So it's odd, you're both feeling like that, but there's still something not harmonious. But it's just a matter of time to work through that. Yeah, there's something about it not being harmonious. It's not, you're not seeing a way forward or a triumph over this. Like you feel like perhaps everything's lost, and there's something about feeling, maybe one of you is feeling quite impatient about that, and that's why there's been this intrusive kind of like, right, we're going to get this sorted. But you both desire each other quite a lot. Okay. Now, either one of you or both of you needs to rest. You're not resting. And somebody may have something going on with their heart at the moment, or feeling like palpitations, or just not feeling easy. But there may be something to do with blood pressure or heart condition within or around this as well, which I may have discussed. Let me see. There's something about money worries too. But again, there's someone's laying all their cards out and going to be communicating this to you within the next 5 days. There's an end to battling, there's an end to conflicts. This is coming together. So what is the outcome here on this for you? Because I feel like that's what you're here for. This is what you want to know. What is the outcome here? High Priestess just fell out there, and straight away I got like, they already know what the answer is. You already know what you want. Let's see. What is the outcome here? What is the outcome? Do you know what I've got stuck in my head? Is Joni Mitchell, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. You know that Paradise song? They paid Paradise to put up a parking lot. It's that song. It keeps playing around and around in my head. The outcome here is about somebody making a decision. It's like going from many options, many opportunities to pick one. Because in this scenario, with all the options there, there was too much of this dragonfly energy of illusion. And something about timing as well. But now things have changed, and it's like there's no other option now. There's no other option. This is how it needs to be. Someone's coming out of an energy of holding themselves back. They don't want to do that anymore. And we have the Four of Wands. Whatever this is, and if it resonates with you, what I've been saying, and it's been making you feel glad that this is what's happening in your connection, just know that this is ending in something that you can celebrate, in something that is very committed, has a strong foundation. Could be marriage, could be engagement, could be, but it's definite. It's a definite, is what I'm getting. It is a definite. And there may be people that they don't agree with this. There may be people that really don't like this, but they are only looking at it from the surface level and the outside of it. They're not seeing fully into it. They don't know. They don't know how you feel, how the other person feels. And for both of you, it's coming through as like there's a third part to this. So it's like there's you, this person, and then there's something else that's coming in. Now, for some of you, that could be a child. For some of you, it could be like a business venture. But it feels like all this preparation you're doing, all this work you're doing, you're probably asking yourself, like, why do I put so much effort and time into this? What is that all about? It's because of this third thing that's coming in. This is all in preparation for that. And that might be why it feels so intense. But there is a huge amount of needing patience on this, okay? There is a purpose to this whole journey that you've been on. A complete and utter purpose to it. But it just feels intense at the moment. But hold your own. Take responsibility for yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself though. Don't be too self-critical. Just learning from it, because this is an opportunity for your own personal, individual growth, as well as growing alongside somebody else as well. But it feels good. You know, no more of this. All is not lost. If this reading resonates with you and you would like a full personalised reading, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box. I've started doing lives on TikTok recently as well, so you can catch me on there on some evenings in the UK time. I will be pulling cards and runes out from there as well, so please do join me on there. My details are in the description box if you want to join me on TikTok. And I will leave you to your day. Have a blessed one. It's all going to be good.